A very warm welcome back to the PGL Europe Minor Championships 2017. We're searching for our final 3 teams to join the offline qualifier finalists, of which there are 13 already. 8 from last season, of course, and 5 from the previous minors that have already occurred. You can check out plenty of the action as we show you throughout the weekend. We're on day 2 here of the PGL Europe Minor Championships, and we're trying to find our 4th team into the semi-finals of the upper bracket tomorrow. However, before we get to knockout time, it's time to find out who the first team eliminated from Group B will be. LDLC going up against iGame. We've got Harry and Thorin back at the desk once more, and we'll kick things off with LDLC and talk about them. This is a do-or-die match, really, for Thorin. I don't want to build this up too much, but it is, because we would expect this team to advance to the offline finals, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, as Henry was saying, you would think after this much time with the squad, I realised they had the switch up, obviously, with the French shuffle, and they lost a player there. You would think that by now, you've kind of hit the ceiling of what you're going to get out of this LDLC team. And so the thing is, they are somewhat polished, but they do sometimes just lack for firepower. Like the star players in that team, that's where they're a bit hit and miss. You know, I actually think in terms of the supportive core, Maniac's played a long time. He kind of knows what he's doing. Existence definitely does. I mean, actually, you can see as an in-game leader, he always was one of the better fragging in-game leaders. But when when he had the shocks and the scream in the MBK, he would just put himself in the worst role and he would go, I will give up all the frags because these guys are monsters, you know. You see, he has gone back more to the source approach where it's like, now I've got to be a bit of a fragger as well. But that's the problem at a lower level. If you've got a good in-game leader who's a fragger, you don't even need as much from your stars. So, yeah, there's something a bit disjointed in this team. There's some element in which they don't deliver at the moment. And they certainly could go out at this point in time, but it would be very disappointing when you consider their names.
Yeah. The quality that they have here, Harry, should carry them through this match, shouldn't it?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it depends, right? Twano and Misto are the 2 names I really want to focus on. Those were the guys who I think felt fairly quiet in the game earlier on Train. And, I mean, I think we need to just see them step up, right? I mean, I remember seeing them both play on separate occasions before they got brought into this lineup in the TWC, the World Championships. And, you know, I immediately thought they had a hell of a lot of potential. I think they were doing really well. And from there, it's just they never really kind of picked it up within the LDLC roster. Sometimes they have very, very commanding performances, the both of them. And I think, you know, they can be the main driving force behind the team. And then others, as we saw earlier on Train, they just fall completely silent and they're barely even in the game. And at that point, it's a 3-on-5, right? So you're fairly screwed from the offset.
Absolutely. Let's turn our attention to their opponent's iGame. They have surprised throughout, of course, the closed qualifiers and surprised many with the performance that they've had. Can they turn up again here, Duncan? I think that's the main question, isn't it?
I mean, I think certainly one of the good possibilities is that we don't know yet what the actual map's going to be, but I think the Veto's not as terrible, actually. They can certainly get a map or two that's not too bad for them. So I think you saw earlier on when Penta played them, if they can get onto maps they like Inferno, then they've got a chance, you know. Like Zori, I actually think was one of the better AWPers in the tournament so far. He's done pretty well. We know Juho from his days in Ents. He's a pretty solid player, actually, not too bad. X7's had some times he's been decent enough. So I feel like the big problem they have is they don't have the superstar player, you know. They don't have the Sunny who can just take over the game. But actually, like, spread out, they've got a few players who've shown a little bit of something, you know. So I certainly feel like going into this matchup, you don't really there's not really any big beasts over on LDLC. They don't have to worry in that sense. But depending on what the map's going to be, you probably need your tactics have got to be somewhat on point, you know, if you're going to counter LDLC. I think.
And Harry, they had a great close qualifier, didn't they? When you look at the names that they took down, NIP, Heroic, Trick, these are good teams. You know, teams that have played in majors, players that have played in majors. These guys demolished some of these teams.
Yeah, the only one they actually ended up losing to was Big, I believe, isn't it? So, I mean, really, when you kind of look at it, I think they did have a very, very good time in the closed qualifiers. And, I mean, even when you look at it when they played versus Penta earlier and they just lost 14-16, the one map, whenever they have played with Penta in the past, they were able to take off for them was Inferno. That's why I think going into that one, I was always kind of a bit 50-50 on it. Penta being the better team on paper. I do think iGame, though, have a lot of potential behind them, and I have to agree with Duncan in the sense that the talent is spread evenly almost across the team, so they don't have that star player. And, you know, in a way, I like that because it means that, you know, as a team, we see them perform very well. And, you know, in some instances, think back to the old Mouse Sports when we saw Nico, he was the star, and That didn't really end too well. And it's a case in a lot of these teams. But on the flip side, it means that if ever one or two of them aren't really feeling it, you don't have someone who can have that commanding performance to kind of pick the slack up, and that is something that could hold them back.
But by the same token, as Duncan's mentioned many times on this show and previously, if you don't have that superstar, you also don't have the higher ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes to try and win the matches.
Yeah.
So we're going to head into the vetoes. I think this is going to be probably one of the more important vetoes as well between two closely matched teams. So iGame have removed Cash. LDLC, predictably perhaps, to Duncan, have removed Train.
Yeah, I mean, they never really should have been playing
No.
against Dignitas, but they took the gamble there, they did it. Maybe there was a panic element. Now, the interesting part about this is that this is actually the main shared map between the two teams. And so actually, listen, it's elimination time. You're at the point, oh, wait a second, it's the best of 3. I just remember, I was looking at the last map there. So, okay, in terms of iGame picking Mirage, now that's actually, in theory, the worst map for the guys from LDLC. They do not play that normally. So they've gambled that we just don't want Train in there as your pick, We're going to make you pick something else. So they're gambling on Mirage, which at least you can say, okay, iGame won't have information on us in theory. Now, the pick of Cobblestone by the LDLC guys, that's not their best map by any stretch of the imagination. I think they've actually saved that for Nuke at the end there. Instead, what they've gone with there is that's a map that's not very good for iGame, and it's kind of in the middle for LDLC. Right. It's the same, right? We're just going to kind of go into a weakness of yours, which if you're quite a tactical team, it's not a bad approach. And then the decider being Nuke, both teams very good on that, but I actually feel like that really helps the LDLC guys. They feel like if they get to that point, that's a very strong closer for us. That's like one of our best maps in the whole pool.
Do you agree, Harry? Do you feel like if iGame are going to win this, they have to win it in 2, because if it goes 3, maybe you favour LDLC?
I mean, LDLC are good on Nuke, but at the same time, I think we've seen iGame actually have some decent performances. They actually beat Heroic on Nuke, for example, during the closed qualifiers. So they can't, it's not a map that they physically can't play. So I do think it could still go their way if it goes to 3 maps. But I do think winning it in 2 would probably be the way that, I mean, obviously, like a very comfortable way for it to go down. Mirage being allowed to slip on through is something I think that's going to benefit them a lot because of the fact that LDLC, it's normally their instant ban. And of course, they kind of have their arm twisted to ban Train in this instance. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out, especially when you consider that while iGame do play Mirage, it's one that, they're not amazing on. At the same time, they've kind of gone for it a lot more to counter LDLC. Yeah. It seems like they are going for that more kind of defensive style of pick when it comes to picking the maps.
That is a big gamble, though, if you think about it.
I mean, they may have boot camped that.
They certainly could have, but I mean, the funny thing is, they showed so much potential on Inferno before. LDLC, Inferno's like, it's in the middle of the pool. You think if you think you're strong on that, pick a strength, so... Considering we're elimination faced, it's a very bold gamble to go ahead and take a map that you're not that good on. The other guy you haven't seen play on it, but you assume he's pretty bad and say, let's make that our pick, Because remember, that's supposed to be your home that you want to win that, and then at least you've got the 3rd, So.
I mean, it's like you say, it is a gamble that they haven't played it at all in the boot camps and that they're as bad as they thought they were before. So we'll see how that one pans out. Quick predictions from both of you. Let's go around the table. Harry, what do you think in this one?
I'm going to be bold with mine. I'm going to say I think iGame can take it. I wasn't really that pleased with LDLC earlier, and I would love it just for kind of the storyline and the upset. So, and I support the underdog.
At this point, I will warn you that under the desk is a punishment system that Thorin is able to, use. And if you go against LDLC at any time or existence in any way...
Trapdoor system, maybe.
You do harbour problems with the trapdoor system. Just warning. Just put it out there.
That's all good. I'm signing it over.
Okay. All right. Wow.
I'm going to go with LDLC on this one. Like, I really do think the Mirage pick, that's like the black box. No one really can know what LDLC will be like on it. So I'll say I think iGame, they can win that one, but I don't think it's a certainty. They're not very good at it themselves. So that's the big X factor for me. So I'm not sure whether it's going to be 2-0 or 2-1, but I think LDLC ultimately will take it. I think on Nuke, they're the better team, and I think Cobblestone's a solid pick for them. So I feel like they've got the map pool in their favor. And I think we've got to have this mysterious Mirage go in the favour of iGame so we can have a full 3-game series, I think.
All right, okay. You can see the players on their way into
One of them was
the
wearing
arena.
A picnic table thing, wasn't he?
It looked like a handkerchief or something.
It's bizarre,
I don't know what it was. Yeah, very odd. But as you can see, they're now headed over towards their seats right now. They get themselves seated down. And we'll bring in our commentary team as well and say good afternoon to Gin and Tonic of the Counter-Strike scene.
G&T, Paul.
G&T, sorry.
G&T. It's fine.
Sorry, family friendly and before 9 p.m. Split decision here on the panel. Are you in agreement with the split decision? Are you guys split? How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of my game yet to really give a conclusion of what I think about them. I think LDLC, I want them to show up, so I'm going to stick with them. I have been impressed with their online performances. Like, it's a mixed bag. It's normally either really good and a great team package or disastrous. I'm hoping for the former going into this one. iGame, they seem like a skilled lineup, but I don't I didn't ever think they'd make a serious dent in this tournament, and I'm kind of hoping that's true. I want to see LDLC go a little bit deeper into this one.
All right, okay. Well, take us away and into game
Let's
one.
do it.
We will. Just from my opinion, much like American politics, not a great candidate here, so I'm going to foil the ballot.
Okay, game
So,
with iGame?
yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I actually like to see iGame do well, but as I said in the last match when Harry asked me who my dream for the playoffs would be, I think as he phrased it, you want to see the teams that you think can punch consistently at a higher weight.
Exactly.
I don't think iGame really goes beyond this at this point in time. I think that they're a decent team, but they don't. I don't see the potential in them to really break through at this point and improve and be more consistently seen at events and get into sort of the upper tiers. Thorin was right with this video about tiers, by the way, because what the heck is a tier in CS right now? It's all over the place, but.
Well, that's the thing. Anyone in the top 30
the,
can win, can't they?
Yeah, it's the key phrase, and you kind of get the general idea of what I mean by that, the upper levels. But the start out of Mirage is kind of nice. We haven't seen a whole lot of Mirage this event, and I personally really like watching it still.
It's the least played map, I think, of 2016. I'm not sure that's 100%
17.
accurate. 2017, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
2016, I think it was still played quite a bit.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much of the tournament recently, especially. I guess it's everyone's got a very similar place on it. The T side, especially, everyone's got the same executions, pretty much smoke for smoke. You see the same stuff coming in. You have a few variations in terms of fakes, but it is getting a bit stale in that respect. But yeah, I still don't mind it. It's not my favorite to cast or particularly watch either. But I guess it does bring some interesting elements. Obviously, it's got huge AWP battles towards middle, double AWP potential as well. And some faster strategies can be deployed. And we said fakes as well can be quite interesting on this map.
It's very reliant on smokes.
Yeah. Well, and economy, I guess, with the CT side especially. Like retaking the B bomb side, getting through the tight choke points of the kitchen and the window as well.
Do you know that there's an amazing smoke from CT spawn that no one throws for the retake? So if you go out of spawn, you can see it, so I'm just going to show you. If you go out kind of where it says B on the wall and there's the light, if you go near the blue wall, turn around. Sorry, go back. You're at the wrong spot. So basically, if you're looking out of spawn toward the A side, through the wall, right? You're at the bottom of the stairs. Go straight in front of you, walk into that wall, then go over to the blue wall, and you can throw a smoke that goes backwards toward the palm trees, bounces off the skybox, and lands inside of the two pillars of the bomb site at B. And you can then push through checkers without being spotted from window from anyone in van or in the site, and you can actually jump out the window and only have to worry about the angle on the immediate right. It's a really, really good smoke. The problem is the CTs never have smokes left when they go for that retake.
Yeah, it makes sense. Using a lot of them at the start for a ramp.
I tried to show you where it was. I gave up. I thought maybe if no one else could understand me, at least you could. Right there on the left, almost by that dead doorway on the blue building, below the green little sign. And you throw it toward the stairs outside of the map.
Let's get into this map, shall we? It's going to be a T-sided start for iGame. This is their map pick, so LDLC, 5 sets of armor for them, 3 sets of armor for iGame, 2 smokes, a Molotov, and as usual, this is why Mirage gets a bit boring. Everyone's throwing the same smokes and flashbangs all day. This comes down to the raw fragging. It's a CT spawn spot, that's quite rare. It's got a bit of a gap there, so Twanu can exploit that by the looks of things. It's quite a massive gap, so a blunder with that smoke. The bomb will be planted, no frags coming in just yet, and the retake will begin. No frags coming in on either side.
Yeah, impressive that they get the bomb down that quickly as a result. So retake game on A, 3 already on the CT stairs. And the mid connector. And mid itself, both now in the connector. They've gone around this T players that are holding off the window, which is perfect position because they pincer them in, they lock them down. Segerton gets 2. X7 finds Twanu, and then they all pop out. It's just one man remaining. Miss2 is going to try and do what he can. Very good position. Considering they got a fast bomb plant, typically you get a fast bomb plant. They wanted the knife, by the way. There was a knife out and all of that. Typically you want a fast bomb plant because you're rushing in to get it down. You don't have post plants. They actually had so much control of the window as well that was a huge problem.
Bit of a variation there on the tactic. They had a smoke and CT spawn and one actually in the connector itself as well. Normally used to seeing the smoke down, but it steps in the jungle area and then you're kind of swarming the side, focusing and pushing into CD spawn. That was a nice variation. I guess you're more guaranteed to get that fast plan down because the CD spawn player can't really do much about it. So that's quite cool. A little adjustment. We go into the second round. iGame, of course, winning that pistol. It's going to be a 4 spy here from LDLC. The Eagles 5-7s, not really too much in utility. Twanu the AWP gets no armor. In terms of the iGame by 1 AK. I guess that's enough. I'd prefer 2, but they've got 4 UMPs to go with it. Bit of confrontation there towards the underpass. Existence go down to 58. He does land a couple of deagle shots though. So a chance to maybe find that opening pick. He has been better this, like in terms of his play style this week. It looks like he's more aggressive and actually getting stuck in terms of the fragging, right?
Yeah. In the game this morning that they played, it was a best of 1 to be fair, but he did top frag for them while leading, so there is that in it. Armor in a deagle for Alex. And Miss2's already gone through to CT spawn, so they're going to actually have the correct rotation on this and be at B in a timely fashion. 2 players over, 1 above and 1 below in the balcony, both on angles where in which the T's will have to drop in, but Yuho finding an angle immediately from Catwalk is going to foil all plans. Alex does well to find 2, but goes down, only drops the bomb for a second, and Miss2 again, although this time looks like he's the last alive and hopeless. He was the one at least got the information for the rotation. It's still not going to be enough against the weapons, and they know exactly where he is.
Should be the round over. He gets 1 kill for it, takes down Yuho, but that's all he'll get. Miss2 will be taken down eventually by 7. So 2-0. LDLC had the force by there, so it's going to have to be a full eco iGame. Pretty confident throughout. It did drop overall, I think it was 3 players, so 2 surviving. On the T side, that's not a huge deal. It's only a massive issue on the CT side. We do have a technical pause. And there's the pause coming in. So it's normally a headset issue. Someone's actually stood up, so off he goes.
He's out. Do you know what I don't understand? It's a fox in the LDLC logo, but they're blue colors, which signifies wolf, cold weather, nighttime.
It's all been
just messing with all of us.
Oh, hold on. It's more than a tech issue. I think someone had to go to the toilet. So,
wow, fair enough. I guess if we all agree, we'll let that one go. Remember when NIP was charged timeout for that?
yes.
Malmo, and we just saw Forrest like sprinting to the bathroom as fast as he could so that when the timeout was gone, he'd be there and again in time.
So yeah, one of the players nipping out to the loot. So a chance to be fair, this round's like, doesn't really matter. They're going to be full eco regardless, right? So doesn't make much of a difference. Just iGame will have to wait at this stage. They did have 2 players survive the previous round. They'll probably bring us some Mac 10s here. Maybe a little or 2. We'll see what they decide to do. There's the Mac 10 as a UMP, 1 AK, and nothing really should be purchased by the LDLC side. So if you're just joining us, this is our first elimination game of the day. Best of 3, iGame versus the LDLC. I guess the LDLC, you wouldn't have expected them to be down here, potentially. I guess they, like, Penta for me was like, I didn't see them in Mountain Dew League. I'm not sure how good they were. They did win the event, right? But
yep. Well, they're in Pro League again, too.
That's true. But yeah, LDLC, I would expect them to be one of the hot favorites with Dignitas, just with how long they've had, and you think it'd be coming together by now, but it doesn't seem to be a kind of a sturdy vessel at the moment. It seems quite up and down. They seem to have one very good result one week, and then it's disastrous next. I mean, they took Navi down in Pro League, and then next week they would lose to someone like completely beneath them. It was just really strange how this team has their ups and downs.
Yeah, inconsistencies. And we know as well there's inconsistencies among the upper teams too, which may have gifted into that if Navi had an off night. So we'll wait for a second longer. Everyone is still in the server, so it shouldn't be too long. There we... Oh.
He's back, I think.
Yeah, I think so, but I thought I saw the admin unpause. It's not unpaused yet. That ain't a thing. It ain't no thing, Henry.
Little man.
There we go.
Haven't had that.
Yeah, no. We're the only ones that understands it.
Yeah. Yeah, little man crew's gone now. Right, we're good to go. The unpause will come in. Like I said, LDLC on the full eco this round. Maybe some PT50s, that'll be about it. iGame should have quite a clean run of round number 3. This is their map pick. Mirage. We have Cobble coming out next, which is the LDLC's. Loser is going home. Minor system. Quite a long road to the major, isn't it? Got all the online qualifiers, and you've got to come here. Then you get you the major qualifier. So it's quite a grueling process, and we'll see whether either of these teams. I'm guessing LDLC. They're my favorite. I predicted that. I haven't seen too much of iGame, apart from, I think they were at Assembly when we went there.
Yep, that's correct. I forget what their former name was before iGame. They did have a different name for a while. Twanu, quick check toward the underpass, and then backs off. Wants to try and figure out exactly what they're up to if they haven't spotted them at A. And it is looking like they're just going to walk into the B site. Yuho starts off by getting existence on A. That pulls pretty much everyone over that direction, with the exception of Maniac. It's you who keeps doing that.
It's the first time we've done it.
Every time I sit in a chair you were in.
Oh.
Maniac. Sagaton, Saw gets the kill, and that's going to pretty much wrap up the round. Maniac's the last one alive, even though he's the closest one to it. Henry always puts the armrests to the top.
Yeah, it's an armrest.
It is an armrest, but it's... I like to slouch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But the problem is I always wrap the cable. It's a good point. I don't know why I'm complaining. When you're sitting there, it's your decision. But I was curious. I've never seen someone raise the armrest that high on these chairs before.
I like to be relaxed. Well, anyway, let's see what LDLC can bring to the table. No kits. That's a bit of an issue. It's a difficult map for the retakes, and CTs do have options on this map to go aggressive at the start, try and find the first picks. We do have one player there round 4. Again, Azore tried to use the spawn and get the first kill, but smoked out. I think he took a nade to the face at the same time as well, so he retreats. Falls back, down there 46 HP. Twanu investigates towards the underpass. Bomb down on the A side of the map. We do have 3 players towards the B apartment, Sagaton being one of them, trying to see if he can get anything going through the smoke. It's a very passive hold from Maniac in the B side, being joined by Alex now as well. We'll see where this leads. In terms of grenades used so far, we still have 4 available for iGame. Look at the utility remaining for LDLC their map. They've got 3 flashbangs at the 1:15 mark. This is not looking too good. No kits, no utility whatsoever. How do they hold off a full execution?
Miss2 backing off, trying to find a better position and get quicker to rotate. Maniac takes down Segaton. Bombs inside the A main. Stairwell. They've already got 7 in the sight, but he's found. If Xevan stays alive in that position, holds off with players rotating back in through connector, they potentially get the bomb crossed. Now they can't do so, and Saw 4 HP. Leaves only the AWP, and the bomb as Existence takes him out of the picture. It's just Soray with a bit of desperation, I think. 34 seconds, so you were questioning how they'd hold them off. They do it with straight exchanges. My game doesn't use a lot of utility to isolate, to be fair.
They need to be very careful. Every kill is going to be so dangerous for LDLC here. They need to make sure they keep these 3 players alive. We know the money's weak already, but there it is. Nice work by Maniac. Gets 3 in total. Been a big fan of it since he's come back into the game. Left for a while to coach Envious and had a little dabble at the analysis desk as well. But back in LDLC, and he seems better than ever, I would say, in terms of his individual performances. Seems great. So that's nice to see from him.
I think he spoke to that when he came back in. I think he said straight up that he worked a lot on his individual skill while he was... And more importantly, he said he wanted to have fun playing the game again. So that time kind of rejuvenated him in that way.
Yeah. It seems like it's a team is more appropriate for him, I think. It seemed more like an actual unit instead of relying on stars and trying to run away the games in that respect. But still, let's get into round number 5, shall we? It's going to be a double AWP setup. Okay, Existence. This is... We talked about this earlier. He was known as one of the best AWPers in CSS, and we'll see whether he can replicate that. Fast tap this time for iGame. As they go straight in towards Shadow. Looking like they're destined to get his first kill, but Alex takes it down. Yuho. Sagaton answers back straight away. They've got control of the A site. Nothing towards CT spawn as well. They can actually push his area and get full control.
Oh, Saw. He snuck under the smoke crouching, hoping that he wouldn't be spotted, and he sprays exactly right. Thankfully, he's on the inside of the box, so that's a dead kill. He goes down to 9 HP either way with an AK. Sagaton gets caught throwing in Molotov. And Saw is in a very tight position, but Alex never expects him to be in the open on that side of the wooden boxes. Goes down immediately after to Twanu, who gets the relayed information, but they're still in a 2 versus 2. Double kits. Existence has picked one up from the body, I think, of Saw, but watch the lineup. 7 walks back out. Sorry, doesn't have to do anything.
That's not bad at all. 7 there. Managing to get both kills. It was a 2-on-2 situation, but he didn't even need his teammate. Well played. And it's going to be LDLC with a harsh reset there. iGame with a very fast approach towards the A site. Contact to begin with, then a few basic smokes exploding towards that shadow position. Equal trades coming in. Once the bomb was down, though, superior positions means iGame get the 4-1 lead here. I think we have a tactical pause coming from LDLC. Existence, famous for using these. He loves to sit down and work out the strategy going forward. So hopefully this isn't another toilet run. Let's say tactical. But for now, Existence fully reset. $1,400 for him. Pretty much a similar story across the board. Alex has the most money on 2,800, so it has to be an eco, really. Can't really justify much more than PT50s per each player. Could be a double eco situation. I doubt it. Like, it will just be a really weak buy next round. There's the replay of 7. Really smoking the last kill. Good work. 4-1. All comes out of Zari once again. The money for iGame is harder. Oh, they're forcing it. Like I said, it's going to be double eco regardless, I think. So they do go all in. Final buys there. 3 UMPs. 5-7 PT50. So it's not the best of buys, like I said. You don't have much to worry next round anyway, so you might as well give this a go.
Double push up front of the A site. So getting inquisitive toward B. Smoke thrown straight out. Maniac knows they're inside of the lane. Molotov goes behind him, but he can still play inside of the smoke comfortably for now. Nade below him. They're trying everything, including spam. So Maniac's going to be more and more encouraged by the fact that they could go this direction, but they're looking for a response. He's not giving one. He doesn't really have a rotation yet. Spots 2. That might call for the rotation. In fact, it will. Twanu already back in through the checkers position. Miss 2 that pushes onto A. He's been aggressive in a number of occasions. Gets his vision back. Gets back in the sight. Thankfully, no one else was there. And a lead for LDLC, which they can maintain. Miss 2 catches Zore looking as well. AWP, the upgrade for him. Getting caught out iGame 1 by 1.
Absolutely. It's looking a little bit rough for them. Not out of it just yet. But it's going to be 7 making his way towards the B site. Spots 1 there. Should be able to take 1 kill down, but he's got to play towards short as well. He needs to be very careful. If he gets his first frag, maybe he has a chance to recover this round. It's a nice shot. Takes down Twanu. And the second he runs out of bullets, that's a nightmare. That could have been the differentiating factor, but it's going to be a 3-on-2 now. Saw down to 42 HP.
Good positioning from Saw, but he needs to be speedy on this play. You're right, because then it's a 3 versus 3 rather than a 3 versus 2 on a trade. Saw hits Miss 2, and they've gotten away from this.
Yeah.
Yuho has brought the bomb back around. This is actually quite clever.
Just about planted as well. 4 seconds on the clock when it goes down. It's perfect. Retake begins. No kits available. Saw can hear them. Just look at it.
Fair enough. Call me out on that one. Resistance will trade it back, but that is perfect from Saw. That's a video about Banks, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Existence. Small, rather decoy toward.
It's a desperate attempt.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, no, might not be too desperate, though. He's got time if he gets this kill. Throws the AK, goes to the pistol. Good enough, but no kit. That's as close as you'd like. I don't think he has it. Yeah, no, forget it. That's going to be around for iGame. Yeah, sorry, Existence realizes too late. He's also going to lose his AK for that.
It was worth sticking around. He wouldn't have got away either way. So it was like 1-2 seconds in there, but you could feel that was never going to happen for him. Gets the kill, sure, limits iGame going forward, but LDLC had the force buy. They get the first 2 kills there. But nice set of play. As soon as they got that kill in kitchen, straight back towards A. And it was quite lucky in that aspect as well. The bomb went down to 4 seconds at the top. You're not aware. The clock has to read 4 for the bomb to be possible. If it says 3, you're done for it. It can't be planted. So it has to read 4.
Isn't it? The actual threshold is like 3.5, so
yeah,
therefore it would still say 4.
Yeah, but the clock actually has to read 4. Like if it says anything beneath like the way the timers work.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I think, sorry, I guess it's irrelevant then what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Carry on.
But anyway.
After you.
2 AKs, 3 MAC-10s. I guess this situation doesn't really matter. There's cheap investments, run around the map, simple execution, stick together, take down these unarmored players, and we'll see whether they can have a clean sweep here. It's going to be Miss 2 with body armor, Exists with a Deagle, and this is still a CD-sided map, but it's still quite early days. It'll be 6-1 sure, but LDLC can still win the half, so I never get too carried away until we cross the halfway point.
Alex. First kill with the pistol. Segaton's immediately able to capitalize. His Existence is forced well back in the window. Not much he can do about the bomb that's being planted. Not much you can do about Sagerton either, seemingly. So we'll go 6-1 for iGame.
Well, finally gets a consolation frag, if you will, and that's all we'll get. 6-1. Let's have a look at the cash for LDLC after a couple of ecos there. They'll be back in it. 3 and 4 so far. They've been experimenting with the double AWP setup. Existence, though, 3 for 5. Hasn't exactly been setting the world on fire. Twanu, similar story, 3 for 7. He brings up the only AWP this time, and still, the CT's trying to establish himself. You get 1 kit this time, no one with head armor. That makes that saved MAC-10 from Saw actually a lot more promising. He would be probably thrown in to try and bail out a shot from the north, but now unarmored heads in front of him. He could actually cause some damage here. Kind of interesting. Fast-A split map. Here we go, straight away.
Segaton's found mid-contact with Existence. Bit of a difference, both in-game leaders.
There it is.
But they couldn't get the kill immediately. They do follow it up, chase it through. Sanzore managed to get the kills that make the difference to open the site. And Zore with the bomb, but he goes aggressive rather than planning safe. They didn't know what was going on towards CT, and they walk into Maniac instead. Bomb's now well in the open. The smoke will limit Twanu from seeing so, but that's gone already. Or is it? Oh, that's pretty good from Saw. That's very good. Takes Maniac on an angled shot, but the smoke indeed is gone. The AWP is watching the bomb. He's going to get it with a jump, and he knows now he's got time to plant safely, so he'll do so. It's pressure on Twanu to get closer. No kit in this, but it'll be an exchange far before the time is expired. The AWP is going to be kept. He doesn't elect to switch out. Surprised by that. Stayed to the pistol, switch out to the gun that was down from his teammate inside of mid.
That was kind of beautiful from Saw. You'd expect him to go towards the A ramp or the apartments, right? That's the default play. Everyone's going to be expecting that. So we see the remaining CD player get a rifle and think, right, I've got some time to get a knife out. But he stays on the site. He's aggressive. No one's going to be expecting that as well. So this was great. You see him actually shooting through the window. That wins the round for me. Because then he knows he's going to pick up the bomb. The orbit's unlikely to find him there. Gets the information, he chucks the weapon.
Yeah, he threw the op. I didn't quite see that.
So that's a really, really nice round from Saw. Well played. 7-1, enough recap for LDLC. They are not looking like the team I was expecting today.
I was a bit desperate to throw the weapon as well. Like I said, I think there was an AK down where Maniac died. The top of connector. But yes, bit of a French problem in this minor with that, isn't there? NB survived, but they didn't look very convincing either.
Well then, Deagle's 5-7, and the first kill for Mystery seems a little bit sloppy. You who's by himself and in a position where he can be taken down like that, but I guess in the end of the Mac 10, not usually a big deal against Armor. They're pretty worthless. Pushing in. Saw holding the B apartments. Maniac. The Swiss player. Let's see whether he can do anything with the Desert Eagle.
Better hope they start to do something soon. Solid gets him, but he goes aggressive on the peak. Watch below. This should be a kill, at least one. Stitz gets it. Sagaton's far enough, staggered, to be able to respond without walking in and making the same grave mistake. He'll just be patient behind the van to hold off the rest of the site. Zwarai wraps in from catwalk and covers off the window to Checkers, and it's all onto Alex. It's been pretty quiet, Alex. Take that back, actually. He has 6 kills, so quietly going about business leading the way, but it's still not really much in comparison to 3 players on iGame who have 10.
Yeah, well, they really are running away with this, aren't they? Tactical pause. 8-1. Now this is getting a bit desperate for LDLC. It is a CT-sided map, and so far, only winning in the first gun round. They're completely shut down. Their economic situation has been a nightmare. Not really saving many weapons. The rounds they're losing are pretty convincing for iGame. I'm starting to see why they picked up this map. It's going to be a full buy for LDLC there. They can bring the AWP out. I'm not sure the double AWP setup seems to be the solution right now. We haven't seen a mix-up in terms of strategy though, man. We haven't seen anything like 3 players up middle or pushing towards underpass. I guess you do need a bit of momentum in that respect. You need to win out maybe a couple of rounds in a row, secure yourself. Then you can start experimenting those sort of ideas. They keep bringing this double AWP setup out. It's not really working for them. Maybe get focused on the M4s and try and get that first pick and shut down iGame. They look like they've got way too much freedom. That mid area where it's normally such a big battle for these top teams, and right now it looks like LDLC don't really want to challenge it whatsoever. This is a full execution, change the pace. I like this from iGame. Haven't done this at all yet in the big gun round, so rifles across the board, drop all the smokes in, and see if they can get going here. Yuho wants to commit straight away. This is a contact play, no smokes at all. Misto vanishes, so did Plano.
Yeah, no smokes, and they push through one, so not only do they limit the CTs, don't get much information themselves. Into a blinded Slaughter. It's not to get one back. This is the jump across to jungle, so can't capitalize on the player retreating in toward connector. Now the smokes are down. So they've isolated them eventually. Saw tries to desperately spray in. Bomb. It's in his hands. It's alright. Hasn't opened up any passage, safe passage at least, to the A site. Slowly getting further around. I love the pre-fire, but okay, it works. All right, fair enough. I was going to say, but it just serves to say when he's going to peek. Turns out he gets the kill anyway, and now the double op works, Henry.
It does.
Whether or not by design or by a chance that they don't smoke off CT early.
Yeah, they went for that contact play, right? They're trying to push through the CT smokes and hopefully catch that first player by surprise. 1 flashbang is all they went for. 2 players in the apartments, 3 at A ramp. But the double AWP setup, that's a dream scenario, right? You're not segregating the AWPs at all. They're both there, ready and waiting. One at jungle, one at CT spawn. It's just like clay pigeon shooting at that point. Managing to get the first few frags and the round was over. 8-2. Still plenty of money for iGame, especially for this round. They will be whittled down after this, actually, so not as strong as you would like, but decent for round number 11 at least. Double AWP setup, of course, still for the CT side. Zori back on the AWP himself. Twano will be AWPing towards the B apartments, and Mistu seems to be picking up the AWP this time after Existence didn't really have a decent run of it. He's gone towards the Palace area on the A-bomb site. Pushing in is Twano, but he has got Sabaton waiting for him.
Haven't seen the op from the CT side pushing here yet this game. Existence has to give up middle this time. Finally, they go that direction. They are going to go with a standard play. Oh, missed shots. One who's got to hit that. It's a big opportunity. Wants to wait for the angle as well for Segaton to go back down in toward lower, but he's not going to mess with that. Won't chance it, so sits back at B courtyard. Meanwhile, the underpass was occupied. It's Saw that's going up to try and do battle with Existence. Smoke out. Existence backs off, wants to potentially hold off the top side of Connector for when they push through, but that's going to open Catwalk. So Twanu again has a challenge, and they are getting very close. Good flash over. He's far enough back, but a leg shot instead. Better on the second approach. As they jump, he hits another. Maniac's able to take Segaton. He knows now as well that Seven's up close, and I'm pretty sure the calls were made that he was lagged. He should have been able to keep track of that, so Maniac's confident to peak. Comes down to Saw. That's traded. They pick up another round.
Yeah, now the Orbs really are starting to roll. Finding some great interactions there towards short. That's Twanu. Had 3 shots in total, I think. Got 2 kills for it. So finishes the round out. And it's going to be surely the money broken at this point. And we've got a timeout. No, we don't. It's actually fine. I guess we go with the pistols. Here's the replay of Twanu with the AWP. Here's the main AWP for LDLC. Decent attempt. It's the first real try we've seen up towards short from iGame. They've been focusing heavily on that A side of the map. Pushing through Connector. And using middle as well. That's, for now, pretty much full eco. We've got 3 Glocks, Eagle and a Tech 9. Not really investing too much in this round whatsoever.
Well, it's obviously well timed from Existence. So they want to work up Connector. They'll take damage doing so, and then Alex is there to catch them on the other side. They walk out. Good headshot. Say in the M4, good control to get both players. Now Alex rolling as well. 4 kills for him. Existence gets the last in the round as Yuho falls. Instantly cut the lead in half from 8-1 to 8-4. Money's still not amazing on the T side. They could afford to go aggressive on an AWP for X7, but he's going to bring out the AK instead.
Yeah, it seems like LDLC is starting to get into this game now. 3 rounds in a row. It was looking quite desperate. 8-1 down, but this is starting to become more convincing at this point. 5 AKs for iGame. Decent buy overall. We've got the 5 smokes, all the flashbangs, a couple of Molotovs to work with as well. And it seems that we are going to the B apartments this time. No real presence on the A side of the map. I think we just have 1 player there in the form of 7. He's holding the Palace position for any aggressive play from the CTs. And this is better now. We didn't see any of this from the initial few rounds of LDLC. This time Existence actually trying to find the first pick, take all the aggro away, allows Minion to get that first pick. That's all he manages though. Existence though is not going to be good enough. Has to fight back, but Saw with the double frag gives them the man advantage. Plenty of time to work with there, but walks into the crossset of Twanu. 3-on-3, but a brawl this round and no one coming out on top just yet.
I was going to criticize Alex if he gave up the window position by going back through ramp. I'm glad he's thought better of that. There's no need to back off too much and give up mid entirely with no information. More so that now that Twanu's pushed out on Catwalk. So cover the corner, make sure they don't walk up Connector, be able to turn around if they go into B. He's in good position, therefore, to allow Mistu more confidence, but he's in a tight position. Flash goes out, does catch them, they line up, it's perfect. His information relayed from his teammates, enough to win out the round. Unfortunately, out of ammo, he would have easily walled down the last shot. He's still trying on a deagle. But Alex in position. Good rotation from Twanu to work out to Catwalk.
Very good. Mistu locking the round down. That's another big one for LDLC. Now you're starting to believe they can actually win this map. This is iGame's pick, and it was looking like it could be a complete stomping here, but getting right back into another eco for iGame at this point. They tried their luck towards A in the previous round, but shut down by the decent crossfires here. Look at the flashbangs, the teamwork starting to come into its own now. A few timeouts, they seem to have established himself, got decent money as we enter the penultimate round. Twanu with the AWP. He is actually in the window. This bit more of a traditional setup. And this will be a full execution towards A. Smokes on the site. Objective get the bomb down, maybe more, who knows? As the final commitment comes in now.
7 with the pistol, though, does get Alex, so things aren't exactly comfortable when they should be. Yuho tries to dodge the flash and really doesn't. Bomb's down. That's pretty good, all things considered. Thanks for the free kill. Bomb's still down in the middle of the site, however. Twanu forced off. Okay, good. He's outside the vent. Check the map to make sure that wasn't going to land. Read the fact that Maniac's wrapping around, but he's got no armor. Aim to the sky.
Well, there it is. 5 rounds in a row. iGame there with the pistol upgrades and a bit of utility, some body armor as well. Objective, get the bomb down. They didn't do that, but they made the round close. Only 2 players surviving for the CT side, so made some sort of a dent, but unfortunately for them, it's the last round of the half. So doesn't really matter too much. We'll go into round number 15, 8-6. LDLC now looking much better. iGame, great momentum at the start. Lots of fast-paced play. We're hitting all their shots, and since the pauses came in, LDLC have started to run away with it and actually might tie things up. Well, as close as you can. 8-7. Double upsetter once again, and it's Existence who's kind of conceded the AWP and said, like, you know what, it's not working for me today. Mistu, take over, please.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I guess, encouraging that they can. We saw, by the way, you and I saw a ton of double op setups at the Americas Minor. We saw T-sided double op setups from Pain Gaming, from Immortals, CLG.
Yeah.
Everyone was giving it a go.
Absolutely.
It's definitely viable, but like you say, some teams, I think, get a little reliant on it.
Sure. Yeah, it depends on the opposition as well, what kind of game plan they're bringing. You have to kind of feel it out. For now, this looks like a B play. It looks like maybe we're getting a bit desperate here by iGame. The A side of the map's not working. This could just be the full wall of smoke towards B, but we have got 3 CT players ready and waiting there. I think Saw is trying to sell something. Maybe he's going for the backside. Looks like more of like once they've committed, then he'll come in for the rotation kills. Here we go. Went towards B. Can Maniac hold them off?
Be aware that they're in this side already. He is. Good pick up as he snaps to Segaton. Existence. Good position as well, and everyone's ready. Bomb's already down. iGame is getting shut down at every facet at this point in time.
Tried his best, Saw.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. Ultimately, this throws team to the Wolves there. Or the Foxes, I should say.
The Foxes.
Yeah.
Catch for us the Foxes in the vineyard. Oh, the little Foxes. It's Me Without You lyric.
Okay.
You probably think I'm crazy, but if you listen to the lyrics, they're actually brilliant.
Okay. Well,
Quite the writer, that Aaron Weiss.
sounds like it.
Carry on.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Now back to the game.
Yeah, back to the game. Cheers. 8-7. So LDLC, that looks much better towards the end. I think there was just this is the problem. A lot of these teams, especially at this level, they seem to have a real problem in the first game of the day or the first few rounds of a game. Like they can't get things together. They lose a couple of key rounds. They seem to fall apart. It takes them a while to establish themselves, but they look like the better team towards the end, I have to say. Didn't win the half, but okay, so what in God's name is this? 3 headshots before I can even finish my sentence. Alex gets one back, but the round might be done.
That's pretty impressive. Alex
Keeps facing, of course.
Gets sawed down. Ace gone.
Bit carried away.
Either way, pretty solid start. That was out the window. They're already at top mid. That was fast.
Yeah. Good lord.
X7's in actually a really good position, but missed 2. Looks the right way. Doesn't matter. Head gone. Alex trades back 1 versus 2. Bomb rushing B. He's hoping it's going to be open. Look at Segaton. The Sagittarius Rex. Sagacious Sagittarius Segaton. What else can we come up with, Henry? A pistol kill.
Suck it on. Something like that.
Suck something out.
Yeah. Wow. iGame. I guess we have to see a replay of that. It was happening so fast. You don't normally expect a 3-man like that from the window position. Let's see how he got it. 1, 2. Wasn't all 1 taps, but 4 shots, 3 kills. That's not bad at all. Wanted a bit more. I think that could have been a bit selfish at that point, considering they've already lost a frag, but they still win the round, so it's all fine for me. It's going to be number 2 here. 4 spy, no bomb going down from LDLC. Deagles, Tech 9s, PT50. Alex has got a little UMP as well. And not the most ideal weapon for this sort of round, but we'll see what he can do with it. Body armor, no head armor, but only 1 rifle already available for iGame. 4 UMPs at that. Bomb down in the B apartments, and we have Mistu trying to show his hand in the palace area. So, can he get anything done with his deagle? I'm not so sure.
Suare gets naded down to 68. 1 less than something great. Existence will smoke off top of middle. Connector, I should say. Saw's forced back ever so slightly, so they're getting closer proximity with the pistols, but really, what can they hope to achieve without getting many picks? A is very passive. Setup right now favors B, so whatever the inkling is, not exactly a secure feeling as Existence, now that the smoke's down, has to go back inside a connection. They've got window control, though. Alex is in a good spot with the SMG, but he's tagged low, still manages the kill. Miss 2's the one to go down, so Alex is going to bail from the window and go back toward the approach on the A site. It has to be a retake almost at this point, even though the bomb's not down. They've got to get the ground back. Good flash over 20 with the Tech 9 able to take out Saw. Yuho immediately back into it. But as I mentioned, bomb's planted. They've gotten away as well. Maniac's well back toward A main.
Yeah, this is looking really promising now for LDLC. CT's have the advantage in terms of the weaponry, and they find the first kill on the retake as well. It's up to Alex now. He finds that kill. I'm starting to believe, but it looks like Maniac is caught in a very difficult position. If he finds a 1D here, maybe we have a chance. It's going to take a hell of a performance, so he misses the initial kill. They know exactly where he is now. That should be it. 7 finishes it off. Good attempt, I have to say, but overall, in the end, it looks like iGame were quite comfortable there and managed to keep 3 players alive as well. But the bomb was planted. That was the force buy in the second round from LDLC, but it's iGame to pick it up, and the first team to reach double digits as well. 10-7. Another eco for LDLC. I'll just be with PT50's Deagles once again. Deagles can be very deadly on Mirage, especially towards that mid area. That's where you'll see most of them try and get their first pick towards window. Comes in most of the time, you know. It's actually quite exciting in that respect. We'll probably follow Existence to see if he can do that. That's exactly where he's heading. See if he gets the shot.
Ooh. Smoke out, flash as well. Shot in middle, not landing as Existence wraps around the boxes, but Saw with an MP9 is very close to Miss 2. Where's Jorge playing to get tagged up already? He's gotten tagged up for the window position where they're going to try and take it over with a boost. Alex has fallen back down. Surely he's now heard them trying to go for that boost. So Molotov out. Alex realizes, oh, kind of messed this up. Sorry, guys.
They tried it 3 times. I think
Yeah,
going.
He was up there once, and then he stepped back because he didn't want to show his gun barrel. I think he thought he was going to get peeked, so it cost him in a weird way. Is the Molotov now gone? Do they go back for it or not? Because Alex has already taken down Torre. Spots out Existence. Nearly catches himself out by hitting the corner rather than the target. Gets the kill nonetheless. This brings 7 out of 8. Good call. Good rotation. And round 1. Job done. And
dusted.
I got you. I knew you'd go for it. Baited.
You really got me there.
Got him. Nailed him. Hashtag wrecked.
Absolutely taken down. Well, first gun round coming in. 3-0 for iGame so far, coming within touching distance of taking the second map now, 11-7. They've gone for a bit of a bonus round here. 3 SMGs, a FAMAS, only 1 M4. This would suggest something aggressive, try and get that first pick, maybe towards that underpass, something like that. Haven't really opted for anything in that respect. It's going to be quite a default setup. That's a free kill. I've seen one. Sagaton's rushing into B with his knife out, taken down, and that's why he needs to be careful. He's stuck in the corner here, but to readjust, nade to the face. Molotov as well, but only takes minimal damage with the Molotov, so he can fall back.
Zari's come back over to basically plug the gap. Friday night activity. As he wants to rotate into a position where his teammate had gone down. Maniac has to be very careful. Smoke going down. He sprays through, gets some sort of inclination. They're there, and they line up, and then he takes out Yuho. Very, very, very good from Maniac.
Indeed. Nails it.
C'est parfait, mon ami.
Très bien.
Magnificent. That was kind of English. I didn't do that one right. Magnifique.
Magnifique.
I think. I don't know. I'm going to stop.
J'adore le Maniac.
Je ne comprends pas.
We could do a French cast, or we just set ourselves up. Let's double our market share.
That's a good shout, actually.
We do English and French broadcasts. Tigers. We can do
For
it.
the same game at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. A and B stream. It'll be fine. Matt will do the French, I'll do the English, and we'll kind of swap at the end of each round. Anyway, round number 20. 11-8. LDLC, they did win against the bonus round. We have to be clear there. It was an MP9 and 3 UMPs. So iGame still not fully established, but they do get AWP out. 2 M4s, and this is a big round. If LDLC can win this, it's almost certainly going to be eco for the finish side. Oh, shot through the connector. Zore doesn't land anything just yet, but gives his position away. Connector control coming in for LDLC as well. Maniacs is holding with the apartments. Wants to get that first frag, and he seems to be hitting every single shot right now. Takes down Sagaton, and now they've got the 5-on-4. Doesn't overcommit, falls back. This is looking very promising.
Confidence is key. Miss2 gets saw, but goes out to Yuho. He's actually already up towards T-spawn. Bomb is oddly at Horseshoe. He's not going to push. If he had, that's pivotal information. Zore has got an Existence down. They have to go back for it. Thankfully, it's going to be available for grab. Missed on flash.
So, what are the options here? 50 seconds remaining. Making their way towards B, and I think Alex is already in there as well. He's called for his team. Bomb site's open, boys. Get that bomb down. Set up camp and they should be absolutely fine. They've got tons of utility to over as well. Smoke for that kitchen area, flashbangs, HE grenades, and CTs will have a real rough time here on the retake. We do have 7 though, just to note, coming from the underpass. So he has to be the pivotal factor here. Let's see whether he can do anything about it. Alex, a great position. This is really difficult to pre-fire this one.
Yeah, Alex is in a great spot.
It's almost a guaranteed kill at this point.
Well, yeah, and it's the only other approach they have. So if Zevon had opened up the site, you might give him a chance to walk in because they can still take down the others and leave Alex alone. But he manages the kill, as you say, is guaranteed. I like that spot. I do. I don't see it used often, though.
No, it's true. Most players opt to go towards the kitchen entrance itself, that long hallway, to sit there, wait for the sound cue, then face around the corner at the right time. But that was quite cool. I guess if you've got enough time to get to that position, it's quite a nice one to use. 11-9, LDLC pull one back. And like you said, that should break the money of iGame as well. Quite a fast approach to the start as Maniac taking matters into his own hands by himself with B. That's a risky play, if you think about it. He's by himself in the B apartments, straight up challenges the player in the B site. If he goes down, he actually got dinked in the process. That could be round over. He does nail the shot. Then fall back towards middle at that point. Wait up for the reactions coming in. It did come in towards the A ramp itself. iGame challenging there. Equal exchange, and then Alex had found his way into the B site. Corridor was open. Plant down. Not really much iGame can do at that point. 11-9. LDLC looking to tie things up eventually. This is another EK for them. We have a tactical timeout. I guess with the saved AK right now, this will be iGame working out, okay, do we force into this? Is this worth it? We've got an AK-47. We can get UMPs probably across the board for everyone else. I would say no. Definitely not worth it. You have to lead. Buy up next round. Yeah, it will be the EK. So Yuho, former ENTS player.
Yes, absolutely.
Have they still got a team?
Coached by Nasu. They have teams in other games.
Yeah.
I know they have a Hearthstone player. StarCraft player is actually quite good. One of the Europe's best right now. Sorry, gets missed 2 down with the pistol, so this starts out well. And I seem to remember them hearing about picking up a new team they were going to develop, but I don't know if I remember that accurately or not. I know they have plans to get back into it eventually, but maybe not with the landscapes as it is. Meanwhile, the guns step back up. Sekaton's gone down. I'm sure we could just ask not to. As Saw works his way back out from CT, trying to peek at it and time it correctly so that he can get a chance kill with someone caught off guard, but a smoke out on the bomb plant means that he won't have the chance to do so. Yuho's done well to pick up the AK and carry it over. And it's now going to be a Molotov thrown into Firebox. Maniac's forced out of position, but that's when Saw strikes. Sneaks in. It's down to a 1 versus 1. Existence on A main. He's picked up the rifle, but Existence gets the better. And it makes it now 1 round the difference. We're heading toward our 11-11 scoreline.
We are indeed. LDLC, after losing the pistol, managed to get 3 in a row. That was a bit of a dicey round, though, I have to say. Up against a pistol on that 1 AK. Comes down to the 1v1, which is still possible for iGame. Enough time there when the duel comes in. Existence does win it, sure, but could have fallen apart. Number 22, this will be the round to tie things up. This is iGame's map. If LDLC can win this, we on to Cobblestone. That's where things really get interesting. Okay, then. All on either side. Twino, T-side, Zori. He'll be towards B. Boosted up. Trying to get this first pick. In terms of the setup, pretty default stuff so far. We do have quite a lot of presence actually towards A. This will be a set piece. Existence holding middle. 4 players for LDLC at the A ramp, and Alex just walks in. Uninvited, but he's going to see what he can find.
A lot of people who invite themselves to the party. Yuho tries to get everyone. Savin takes one out from under the barrel of his gun. Then Alex is wrapped around to find him in the sight as Alex will flash himself off the CT to get rotation. Sagaton's ready. And they start to work back into the A site. Approaching 2 from CT spawn and 1 from... Make that 1 from CT spawn and 1 from connector. Make that 1 from CT spawn. Zare, the only one remaining, takes down Twanu, and it's Maniac. He's got to go against AWP as well, fully blinded. Has to get toward the bomb and kind of hopeful, I think, wishful to just run out in that fashion. So we do get to our wishful scoreline.
Yeah, Maniac had to take that duel, really. The bomb was down in such an awkward position for him. Had to flash and hope that's going to overwhelm the CT. Might put his pistol out and try and go for that full defuse. Maniac's in the open, ready to take it. Wins the round. That's a big round from LDLC generally. It's going to find them 11-11 and also break the money for iGame as well. That was an interesting one from LDLC, just changing the pace completely, right? They've been doing a lot of defaults so far. They just go straight towards A. Alex, like he said, has walked into the site. He doesn't find the opening pick, but his teammates get enough aggro taken away from him to find space, and that's Twanu. Takes on the first shot. 7 drops.
Quite a good flick. Had a choice of target. He hits the harder the 2 shots, arguably. So now you watch Maniac as he wants to try and get the next pick into this against pistols. Gonna be smart about doing so. No stacks this time with the pistols, but they do actually get palace position, which is going to encourage an early rotation back toward B. I think that Molotov was intended to go over the edge. Was it clearing the corner? What's your thoughts? Back to you in the studio.
Back to us in the studio. We've had enough casting.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Server conditions.
It's always a lot of fun. Well, for now, it was not having fun this round as iGame. Just pistols, 5 and 4, and LDLC being a little bit annoying in this sense that I'm not fully committing. It is bleeding them out, making sure you don't make any mistakes. It's a great way to play. It can be a little bit frustrating when you're on the CT side of trying to get this round over with, but it's all right. He takes down a kill. I think that's a bomb dropped as well. This is falling apart now for LDLC.
Okay, if the first one was clearing the corner and not a miss for the van, the second one certainly was, because they were watching that position and they failed to get it over the edge again. So Segaton still sits there. Thankfully, they walk in and they do get him down as well, right? Found 1 kill on a Deagle. Gets punished tremendously by strength in numbers. HP was low enough that CZ could have been extremely lethal, but they get him down. It goes 1 round up for LDLC, and now they've got momentum. So after being down 9-1, iGame, by the way, let's not forget, they had a 9-1 lead this morning in their game as well. 9-2 maybe.
Yeah.
On Inferno to start things off. So this is a similar story. Great start, and then they struggle to continue the momentum.
Well, let's see whether they can do anything about this. No tactical pulls this time. Another full buy for either side. Have a look at the scoreboards quickly. It's Alex leading the charge. 23 kills, 17 deaths. And a chance there. Twanu spots another player there towards window. Can't find the shot. The will fall back to Sagaton now, who gets 1 kill, but quickly reply. That's the B-side open. This might be a retake situation straight away. Seven gets 1 back in return. This is a bit of a brawl this round. Very fast. Existing watching now. Their positions up to 7 though. He can't find the frag. Distance from his guaranteed this kill takes him down. And Saw. Now he does probably have to save. This is over, but he is on the B-side. Bomb's still down. He can actually do something about this, you know.
Bomb is still down in apartments as well, which is a rotation that's quite time costly. Time inefficient. Fill me in there, Henry. Come up with something better. We'll iron that one out.
Need some polishing.
But yeah, this is through the smoke as well as he escapes. If the bomb's down there, I mean, this kind of goes both ways though, because thankfully the player that has to go get it was Existence. He was lurking over toward A, and it's going to mean that time could benefit him, because if Saw thinks that, okay, where is he gone, and rotates to A, trying to beat him there, it's great, which I think Existence may have hoped that he's done, because Saw hasn't. He's going to be patient and play it until he hears the plant. He's going to stay on the site he's already in, which means he's actually got better position. Existence drops in. Now he knows he's here. Smoke in. Oh, he's changed his angle, but how does he? I thought he saw him there, thankfully. I thought he... Okay, all good. All is fine. 12-12.
Well, that's actually a massive round there for Saw to win. It looked like it was done for. I thought he was going to save, but then he finds that first kill on the site. Second through the smoke as well. Existence had all the time in the world to play with there. But obviously, it comes down to a gamble. Saw doesn't want to begin the mining game, so he's got to stay in B. If I have to, I'll rotate towards A. It's kind of 50-50 at this point, right? And Existence just walks into his cross there. Manages to pick it up. And the problem is, 1 player surviving there for iGame. Money's not going to be amazing. 2 UMPs, an AK, 2 M4s. It's not a full buy of LDLC, but they have got the AWP out. Whoever wins this round becomes 1 step closer to winning the game, especially LDLC. If they get that, double eco for iGame all day long. We'll see where that happens, because that could be almost the end of it.
He smoked the window. Alex does. Flash over. No one's going to peek on it. I take that back. Yuho's actually gone out to take an inquisitive look. Corner's Inquisition. Wanu's gone into the corner T side of Palace. There's another retake smoke you can do from right where 7 is now. Corner behind him. You can smoke Palace if you're rotating over from B all the way from there. That one's easy. You'll end up with the second window with the 2 above right now on the left. But meanwhile, pinch off in middle. Yuho's going to win the exchange. Existence does get a kill, but goes very low on 16 HP. That's as they try and work out mid still. He's the second approach and all of that. Yuho's got Twanu, but he found Saw beforehand. So we still sit even, 3 versus 3. HP slightly favoring the CTs. But map split up, especially where Mistu's made it to CT spawn. He can actually just bypass that fight. Zevin's got existence, which is a problem for him because he's lost so much damage by engaging that he couldn't really afford to lurk aggressively. Can't safely cross. 20 seconds, they have to go toward A. Maniac's going to give up fighting and just go for the plant. 1 versus 3 baits them in. He's got a bit of time to do this, but the longer he baits, the more they know he's not planting, and the more they can start to push in and calculate exactly how they want to face the situation. 7 seconds, he's still not on it. He's trying to find the angle. He's got to face them both. They're both there, but Sagiton hits the shot first.
Big round for iGame. Like we said, if they lose that one, that could spell the end of the game. Because in the CT side as well, it's not such a big deal for LDLC. They'll just eco this one. They'll still have 4K and AKs into the next round, but they will have to eco round number 26. iGame looking like they could take this one now. In terms of this buy, they know it's going to be up against an eco. MP9, UMP. You can see this. Every round now seems to be getting more like a deathmatch as everyone facing towards middle and trying to get the first frag. You hope. Decent job towards the end there. Taking out Mistu. And just Glocks and a PT50. Not really too much to write home about. Existence doesn't know that he wants to rush here though. He's going to be holding up in T-spawn with the bomb down. One of them looking like they're AFK. I assume that's him. Yeah. So this is one of his classic rounds where he uses these as timeouts historically.
Yeah. Existence and Exist both, I think, used to do this.
So Glocks and Spawn, just discuss what's going to be. So you can even use more than 30 seconds here, right? You can see them kind of talking, just adjusting what they're going to do next round, working the money.
Only thing you can't do in today's climate, which you could do previously, is talk to the coach.
Yes, true. But I guess at this point, Existence, he's such...
yeah, no, in this team, it's fine. He is the in-game leader. He's the one who's going to be making those calls. So all is fine in that regard, but just to make a note of it, that's all.
Yeah, this is like just a way to kind of calm everyone down. You get longer than 30 seconds. It's not so rushed. So, right. We're going to have 4 gun next round. We'll have the AKs. This round, we don't need to do anything. We can all die. It's fine. Let's just try and just work that out for next round. That's going to be the plan. So they've worked that out.
That's actually just to go... I'll wait till the execution happens because this, where they're kind of grouped up, has potential to get a plant down. And then I'll carry on my thought. I have the same gun, sorry. Stat track Jag. There it is, Yuho, shutting it down. So the point I was going to make is having longer, like the 30 seconds, sometimes what you want to know as an in-game leader, you want to ask, what's beating you? What do we have to change? Where are you guys getting wrecked? Because you can't see everything while you're in the game doing your own thing. It's hard in 30 seconds to ask that and then go, okay, let's do this. Because usually the 30 seconds you're using just to do that. So sometimes taking a little bit extra there, you might be able to get more feedback for your plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone will be more calmer as well. They're not like, there's not pressure to think, right, this is the gun round. I've got 30 seconds. Here's what we're doing. Everyone's got Glocks. Doesn't really matter if you wait or not. Like, if anything, you're frustrating the other team. So that's fine. Like we said, a buy available. 14-12 now iGame. Looking to pick up this first map. And he goes across the board and fast play from Saul with the MP9. I need to buy into this.
He spotted.
Crucial round as well.
I saw him. The question is, yeah, I thought this might, it actually works out for the better of iGame. As soon as they spotted him in underpass, they tried to push mid to catch him off retreating, but they actually overcommitted to it and got spotted in turn. So good pick for iGame to actually win that exchange as Alex got caught.
4 MP9 somehow finding a kill. Falling back from underpass. Surprise, he's still alive here. Looking for map point of this best of 3. First map is iGame. A split coming in. Next frag is Fusion. It's going to be Misty to pick it up.
Good play from Mistu to get through that. I thought Existence wanted to go, but he was fully blinded. So they managed to get the way in. Existence follows up, but unfortunately, he may follow down. Down 6 feet because Yuho and X7 set up a good crossfire. It's iGame striking late. They could find themselves on map point. And it'd be LDLC to try and pull this back to overtime, unlike Penta, when it was iGame trying to force that situation on Inferno. Mistu wants it all. 1 versus 3. Yeah, I don't know that I would have shot in that situation. Wasn't exactly spotted, and he'd already missed his opportunity. Maybe a frustrating shot. Smokes off jungle, at least knows there's one in the window. Spots out Yuho, so that's 2 covered off, but where's the 3rd? Where's the information? Doesn't like to go high to get the bomb now, which is watched from Zwore, and he's now lost sight of the player at jungle as well. So Zwore is going to cover it off as mentioned, and it's going to be map point. So tough and pressure situation for LDLC. How's the money? Not great.
No, not great. They got 4 state loss bonus, so $2,900, but it's map point they have to buy. iGame. Winning 4 rounds in a row. It's been quite a back and forth second half after losing the pistol for a flurry of rounds for LDLC to get them up to 12. 5 in a row, to be fair. And now map point for iGame after winning 4 themselves. So UMP, 3 of those, and a Tech 9. Alex got the only rifle here with the AK-47. Towards B we go. Probably just a simple set piece. Maybe they can step up here. Sagatana with the AWP. Almost certainly going to get this first kill. Oh, just about misses it.
One to the bench position, one that was all the way over to cover off inside of the back of the site, then they cover off catwalk as well, but they leave the first arch, which is the more lethal one, to be fair, because Segatan has so much vision. He sprays down 2 and then switches to the pistol to get existence. It's the right approach, but they have to check that if they drop down, especially with that smoke design. So it's iGame that pick up that one. Great start. We mentioned it. They were up 9-1 again this time?
8-1 this time.
8-1, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, either way, looked like they were going to lose that. Went to 8-7.5, and then they lost the momentum, but they pull it back, which is impressive, and I'm glad to see them do so, because if they lose 2 games like that today, then I really struggle to say that they're a team that can adapt and fight through the adversity.
Still high-fiving LDLC. Head's still in it. Obviously, it's the best of 3, just to reiterate as well. That was iGame's pick. This kind of TCS, it seems like that's quite common, especially this sort of event. Pick up your own map, and then obviously the opposition should pick up theirs, and then we go into the third. That's the balanced playing field, because the map pools generally at this sort of level, they don't know if they have the whole 7 maps covered, right?
Was it Envy yesterday that picked up the other teams? I think that
was the
that's
opposite.
right. Yeah,
that's true. That was a weird day for Envious, though. I don't think anyone could really predict what was going down that day. It was a strange day of Counter-Strike.
It was very frustrating to watch. As a fan who's seen many of those players so many times, it's been really tough. Well, Henry, it's been awesome. But Paul, over to you.
Thanks very much, guys.
Smooth.
We'll
very
smooth
off.
indeed.
Yeah.
We'll come back to the commentary team, of course, for game number 2. I'm equally disappointed in LDLC. I'm sure, Torin, you are as well. We're used to seeing some of these players step up, Existence in particular, Maniac as well, but it didn't really feel like they were suited to this moment. And you did have some concerns with could they step up and deliver on Mirage, and they didn't.
I mean, it's obviously a map they just do not play as a team. I mean, like they haven't. It's not really been a part of the map pool the entire time Existence has been here. He's focused on the other ones, tried to get the basically do that approach where you're in-game leader. You just focus on getting a few maps good, and then you gradually expand out. And this has just never been even on the fringes of what they've been playing. So it was always a gamble to not ban it, and then obviously iGame called their bluff. Admittedly, the reason they thought they could bluff against them is iGame don't really play it either. So, but the key for me is what iGame has shown me throughout this tournament is they have pretty solid CT sides. Like they're not impregnable, It's not like they just put up a barrier entirely. But you saw, and this is why this was actually ended up being a perfect stylistic matchup for iGame when they got the CT side. The guys from LDLC, they can get bomb plants all day long. Like they're getting into the site, so in that sense,
can't hold them for toffee, can they?
The in-game leader's doing his job. All he can do is get you into the site. That's what the tactic does. Beyond that, you've got to be able to individually outplay people. You've got to be able to play off each other. This is all like team plays, this is individual skill stuff. That's very much like on the players themselves. And some of the LDLC players have really underwhelmed at this tournament so far. I mean, sadly, after the good game from Existence in the first one, he was very lackluster in this one. The guy on screen here, Mistu, I think he's been pretty weak in this team in general overall. Twanu's just up and down all over the place. There's not really any reliable star player in this team. That's one of the problems I really feel like LDLC has. I don't know where they can go with it, because obviously they've lost all the other people. No one else is available, so they have to kind of work with what they've got. But facing against the iGame team, as we pointed out, iGame, pretty solid in terms of just man-to-man skills across the board, and as a result, with a good CT half, they've been able to just rack up kills.
Yeah, that's the key, really, Harry, isn't it? Not spectacular, just solid.
Yeah, and one of
doesn't
the things
sound particularly good, does it? But actually, it's delivering good results.
And I mean, LDLC, you can tell they're in trouble because the second someone from the UK is kind of one of your main players in the game, it's always a worrying prospect.
Sorry, we finally got back, Paul. After all the very games here, well, listen, Existence, I'll see you in 10 years, man. Eventually, there'll be a UK player.
But I do think iGame just kind of outplayed them here as a team. It's something that we've kind of been saying they did do just better across the board. Saul was someone who I thought did phenomenal stuff. Especially, the one that I can really think of is in that second half, that pistol he picked up on the CT side from mid, gets the nice 3K. Everything, was just very snazzy. There were a lot of plays. I think he got the 1v2 clutch where he just kind of shot the player through the wall and connector as well. And he was kind of one of the star players, I think, there for iGame. But all in all, I just think strong stuff across the board. For LDLC, once again, it was really kind of the Misto-Twano combo. Didn't really step up or impress me that much in Existence, as Thorin already said. He fell short.
And one aspect I wanted to point out, actually, because I saw this in all the LDLC games today, which is that they do pure Glock saves. Like they do it as old
Yep.
CS 1.6, you know, and you know you're going for the full buy next. Now, I don't think they actually do that just purely to be as you know, fiscally responsible as possible, and we're going to get the maximum economy. I don't think they do that. I think if you look at the team, they wouldn't be able to pull off force buys. If they did risky low fort, or they did like Tech 9 armor buys, they don't have players that are going to get those kills. They really have to have everything to get an execute off, you know. So that kind of shows you that even at this level, they don't have a lot of heavy hitters in that team.
Yeah, and haven't needed them so far. Our player of the match in this one was Zori, and let's take a look at his statistics. 26 for 21, not massively impressive kills to death, but 3 assists in there, 5 trades, 4 opening kills, 2 clutches, importantly, and 5 retake post plants for a 5.08 impact rating. It's not massive, Thorin, but it's been a good game.
Yeah, and obviously the ADR very good as well. Like that's the thing. They have done all their work on CT sides pretty much overall. Like I look at the T side here that was improved, but again, you play a team who doesn't even play the map, so they're not going to have a great routine themselves, LDLC on the CT side. So probably actually fairly even first half in that respect, not just score-wise. You know, it was back and forth, but like it felt like every single round that was crucial for iGame was won in post-plant situations with 1 or 2 people alive, and then they just had the superior players and were in better positions. So yeah, LDLC certainly assisted on the win.
Okay. We're going to get more from both of our men on the desk in just a moment, but let's catch up with one of the players from LDLC. We've heard from Existence in the past. We know all about his credibility and all about his desire to win tournaments. But what about his teammate, Mistu? Let's find out.
My name is Valentine. I'm